Hey, good evening. Hiya, hobo. Welcome. It took me all day to figure it out, but I figured out why my PC was overheating after I did all that stuff. And I'm kind of ashamed to admit it. So basically, one of the things that I had to do was I had to undo the CPU water block. I had to, take the bolts out and remove it so I could do some stuff underneath there. And when I put it back on, I didn't quite put it on exactly correctly. So one of the corners was lifted off of the top of the CPU just a little bit. Just the tiniest bit. And it was enough to make the CPU overheat and give me all kinds of weird issues. Literally took me all day to figure that out. So I got everything buttoned back up and everything's good to go, and I'm happy to report I'm now on my original gaming rig. You know, the one that I last streamed with on Friday. No, it does not take much at all. So I reapplied all the thermal grease and stuff, and it seems to be okay for now. I mean, temperatures are actually better right now than they usually are when I'm doing the same thing, so... So yeah, that was my weekend. Yeah, since the Saturday morning stream, that's basically what the weekend has been like. But it is what it is. So how's your weekend been, Hobo? I hope you've been well. Well, at least since yesterday, anyway. Hey, Gabe, welcome. It's good to see you. Yeah. Even having the CPU heatsink on there, like, just not enough. I mean, they will overheat instantly. I mean, it's not like those, like, the original Pentiums from back in the day, where you could be like, oh yeah, I got this computer that I just built. Oh crap, I forgot to put a heatsink on. I've been using it the whole time. Yeah, those days are over. Busy, always more to do than time to do it. Yeah, that's true. I honestly think, like, the 4-day work week would be fantastic. If we could somehow get to a place where we could manage that. I think it would be a lot easier for folks like us to practice more of a work-life balance. I think overall we'd generally be happier people. Plus, heck, I could use an extra streaming day. That would be pretty awesome. Yep. Maybe someday. It's on the radar with some of the powers that be, right? So I'm hopeful that if we clamor loud enough, we can affect some change there. Ooh, it is full tonight. Alright, so catching everyone up, we are in Eulmore, which is it's the first city we chose to go to in Shadowbringers, which started last night. So this is basically a place for, you know, folks who are awaiting the end of the world to live in extravagance and opulence and just be pretty much lazy fuckers. Hobo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. 3-month gift subscription courtesy of Hobo Hound has entered month 3. You never cease to amaze me, Hobo. You know, and granted this place is pretty. You know, it also kind of makes me angry because there's certain parallels that this place has to, you know, the real world that you and I have to deal with. So, gather information in the canopy is our first order of business. Oh, I want a red, angry-looking axe. That thing's awesome. Dang. Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well indeed. I was just, you know, chatting with Hobo about how I figured out the whole overheating thing that I was dealing with yesterday. And it turned out to be that I didn't put the heatsink back on. I didn't put my water block back on correctly. And it was overheating almost instantly. It only took me all day today to figure that out. Because again, my brain doesn't have enough wrinkles on the weekends. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Yep, and I fixed my overlay so that box should not be obscured by my banners at the bottom anymore. Perfect. Well, 'tis lovely to make your acquaintance. Ahem. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair, tied back? He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I'd dropped my handkerchief. And now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Okay. Long hair tied back. And also probably gonna have a big icon floating above his head. Aw, thank you so much, Fingies. And thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you feel better. Oh, there it is. No, well maybe that's not it. Oh, it is. He's gonna die. Thank you, Fingies. Ooh, and playing Inscription. I've been curious about that. Turbid was talking to me about that. He really likes it. Wicked White, that was close. That was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge. But luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. You risked your life for a scrap of cloth? It's not just a scrap of cloth. Not if it belongs to her. I would risk my life and more to spare my mistress but a single moment of sadness. When I first came to Eulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. But there was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind to me, and I can think of no other place in Kalusha where I could possibly be happier. Sorry. I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. It is so good. If Inscription looks interesting at all to you, I would totally recommend it. Alright. You can't get any better of a recommendation than that, to be honest. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. Wonder if I'm gonna get to fight things tonight. Okay, where am I supposed to go? Right, here we are. My attendant told me everything. I am so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. You value him highly, then. As if he were a member of my own family. I could not live the wonderful life I lead without him. We free citizens owe the bond of our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society, our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment. But in Eulmore, a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. The sad thing is, I got the big twist spoiled for me already. Be careful looking at anything up on the game. Okay. I'll probably just check out, like, the trailer on Steam or something like that, and then hopefully I can avoid any spoilers. Hopefully I can avoid any spoilers. Yeah, and for what it's worth, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's not cool. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see that what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger-turned-rescuer. Interesting. There we go. This just keeps getting better and better, because, like... Dang. Those boots are pretty awesome. Well, I mean, sandal pants. Interesting. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly? A tour of the city, is it? Then you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista Bai usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. What is this place? Interesting. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone. Seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day? I can tell at a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see. Always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set your mind at ease? A quick game of high or low? It's simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor, within reason. Interested? Ready for a game of high or low, then? It's a burlesque. Good for you. Not telling like a present, I say. Three cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. Shit. Oh well. Let's try again. Sure, why not? Hi. Okay. 3rd time's the charm, I swear. I'll take a risk. Nope. I will beat her. 4th time's the charm, I swear. I'm gonna go low this time. Oh, wow. It was a draw. Oh, hoo, it seems we came out equal. But as lovely a coincidence as that may be, we still need a clear winner. That's what I like to hear. Let me shuffle my deck. I think I'm gonna go low. Oh my god. Leather Mushroom, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing tonight? Thank you so much. How was Oblivion? To catch everyone up, my name is Ahty. I'm a transfer gamer from the state of Oregon. I play lots of story-type games, such as, well, Final Fantasy XIV. I'm playing a game of High and Low with the lovely Makoti. I also do some other stuff. Just yesterday I was doing like a workbench stream where I was changing out the power supply in my gaming computer. Also, I have plans on playing some Mass Effect, maybe later on this year, towards the end, and lots of other stuff. I love games that just tell a story, especially really long ones. So if you all feel like it, you can feel free to drop a follow if you'd like to catch more of my streams. But regardless, welcome. Pull up a chair and hang out. I'm glad to hear it. See, I haven't played Oblivion in forever. Maybe I should give it another stab. It's been years and years. Hey there, Hyena Bangs, how are you? Ah, I won. Usually I'd concede defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about that favor. Oblivion is like putting on a comfy pair of slippers. I love games like that. Comfort games. Doing pretty well, Yami. Doing pretty dang well indeed. Finally figured out my CPU overheating problem, and it was a stupid mistake, but, you know, it happens to everyone. Let's do more of this. I just have to win one more time. Let's go high. Oh yeah, I slayed her. Slain! Well, well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. I just woke up from accidentally falling asleep. You accidentally the sleep? Well, I hope you got. I hope you got enough rest then. Well, glad to hear it, King Pine Martin. Overpowered build. Come to whisper in my ear then, and don't be shy. Tell old Tista what she can do for you. That's all? How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. I did a lot of cleaning, went to relax, and fell asleep. Ah, yeah. Can't say that I haven't done that before. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vothri was born with the power to command them, which means no Eulmorean need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, we might get a few words out of Athrin over there. There's not that Mary saw it likes more than the sound of his own voice. Oh, was there a pet? Oh, yeah, there was a pet. I'm sorry. Pets, yes. There's Artham right there. What's that? New to Eulmore, you say? Gah! Only just arrived and already looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I tell you what, you hop up on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. Oh, great. Do I just do dance? I guess it's not that simple. Oh, because I did it in the wrong place. Or did I? See, that's a dirty trick. This isn't even a destination. Uh-oh, I got punkined. I'm gonna wait for the pets to finish and then I'll do that. Okay, now what am I supposed to do? Okay, up from here. Or maybe it is a destination and I just need to do the dance thing on top of it? Ah, okay. I get it. Alright. And that's done, so... There we go. Now that was a show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Eulmore army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way with the Eaters, you see. Turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Eulmore. No longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere, there are still fools who insist on fighting at their losing battles. Pah! A toast to Lord Valthree. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chais and Alphanod will be expecting your return. Alright, I guess we'll do that. You just... Oh, the sound... Oh, are you talking about the spoopy transition? The, that? Sorry about that.
It's me, Austin!
It's me, Austin! Where are they? I see. Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alphano has yet to put brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told. Or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. Ooh. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me. The last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy. However am I to decide? I don't recall this part of the artistic process. Exactly, the lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not... That is to say, as long as you... Just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick out some jewelry next? Wow. I'm so confused, but okay. It's very interesting. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like to delve into the layer below us, and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Okay. This is like my first time here, so I'm just trying to figure out where the damn stairs are. Alright, I get that there are stairs. Supposed to be. Give me one moment. Yeah, I think this is it. Might as well partake of the TP juice. There we go. Weeping Warbler? You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me? I'm Mutex. Oh, yeah, I was... Yeah, my mic was muted. I had to adjust my mic boom, and I didn't want to subject you to all the noise that entails. And then I forgot to put it back on again. Alright. Here I am. No, I don't want to go to the canopy. Bonk! I see, I went the wrong way. There we go. That's going pretty well so far. I snuck out of the rich people city, and now I'm looking for a doctor to hopefully help out the singer who's gonna end up being thrown over the railing of the city if she can't sing anymore. Oh, check it out! It's Geralt Witcherman. Hee hee! You need medicines? Tonics? Potions? Yeah, it's a big yikes. A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No, medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Hee hee, poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder, or simply silence her chirps? Ho ho, your face, you didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest, gone. A town of nightmares it is. Not for this ship's rat. Oh, no. I am content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my mule. Good day. Well, that is not good. That's an even bigger yikes, y'all. Welcome to Utopia. Oh man. Utopia, which is also a twisted nightmare. Hmm. Wonder how she's gonna react. It's like, by the way, we have to cut that thing out of your throat. Did you get my medicine? So that's it? What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So you've been suffering all this time? I am sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trilling by casting you out into the street. You're too kind, sir. But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more a burden than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vothry, and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness, where your song ring out clearly once again. Or mayhap you think it a step too far? No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why, I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Ascension? Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto the celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothry that we learned this truth. It is through Lord Vothry's grace and the free people of Eulmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment, until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within that host, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vothry truly is a great man, isn't he? Now, if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. Oh wow, this isn't good. Heckin' yikes. This is why he has such a good reputation with the Sin Eaters. This is why they avoid attacking the city, is because he feeds them. He feeds them people he deems worthless. At least I don't know that for sure, but at least that's the vibe I'm getting right now. I hope that's not the truth, because that is pretty dark. Hecking yikes. Ooh, what is he painting? I wonder if she's gonna like that. It is actually pretty good. 'Tis good to see you back. You were taking so long, I began to worry something had happened. I've begun sketching an outline for the portrait, but nay. The Chais appear otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? So, Lord Vothry boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. It is all in the sacred book, How to Serve the Human Race. Mainly with fava beans and a nice Chianti. Oh god. Yikes. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remarks. If so many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? I take my eye off you for one moment and you're chattering away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? Well, what in blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where was your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility, and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary, yours being a joyous union. It seemed to me that a realistic portrayal... Realistic? I don't want realism. I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now, fetch a blank canvas and... I say, did that come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. A malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Vothry resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crown lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle, then. He wants to see his work in progress. Alright. Time to go upstairs. It sounds like somebody's going to get executed. Joining the crowd up there? Yes, I am. Also, welcome, Trinity. or worse.
That's him. That's Vorthri.
I recognize that lion. Oop. Pets.
He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Maybe it's because he's a sin eater himself.
Mercy! Mercy! By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Eulmore is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that! What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Eulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked.
I don't think that is a very humane punishment.
A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept. But to humiliate him thus? To demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Eulmore?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear.
You get the right of it, Dracon. Yeah.
I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
people call this paradise?
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
An artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Eulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could.
Oh, ooh.
Can you walk? I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Wow. Wow. What was that? Forgive me. In my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again. Though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Eulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find new allies in Kalusha. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Kaishir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in you accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Vothri wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I am certain we can find work for you there, if you are willing. No. That would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking. Learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well. But you must promise you'll be careful. The Eulmorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. And you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Yeah, that was a rather unique temper tantrum. Alphino! Lord and Lady Chai. What in the blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alphino. Now, I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Vothry and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I am sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters for which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving. But I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind as to procure for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return. I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. And back to Cracked Shell Beach. Yeah. Well, at least Eulmore sucks. Basically, I kind of see Eulmore as just this kind of cancer, you know, in Kalusha, that's just sucking the life out of everything around it. Yeah, that's true. But I can't help but think it's Eulmore that causes this to be like this. Like, even before we arrived in the city yesterday, there was all kinds of stories and stuff surrounding Eulmore and what it represents in Kalusha. And I think basically it's like everybody is so desperate in Kalusha that they treat this Eulmore place as the only way to deliver them from such misery. But by going there and waiting in a quote-unquote queue, they're just making it worse. Because, like, how a community thrives is through the hard work of the people who live there and the care of the people who live there. Yeah. And it's the city itself that just causes that imbalance. It's very interesting. It's sad. Very sad. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions, so suffice it to say our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothry and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. Yeah, a snapshot of what people are willing to do for a sense of security. Yeah. I just thought it also interesting that basically, in order to be one of the free people, you had to give up your entire fortune. You give up your entire fortune and then basically just live there. There we go. I think we go and find Alize next. It's Girth Meat Sword, Deep Canal Raider. Okay. What? Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. It is good to be back amongst friends. In such company, I can finally turn my thoughts to the future. But ere we discuss all we have learned and begin planning our next step, I think it best that you visit Alize. Her familiarity with Orang will no doubt provide us invaluable insight. And besides, I know she is as eager to see you as I was. Bring a smile to her face, Ahty. Ready to depart for Amhareng? Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him in Amaro Launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. No doubt she gave the Exarch several earfuls when she got pulled across. Yeah, oh. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that tongue lashing. Amaro Launch. Yeah, not to mention it probably sort of hurt, too. If you've come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Amarang, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact. So we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. All set. Then off to the unforgiving sands we go.
From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Ahty, once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armarang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Oof. No matter how many times I come here, the heat never fails to catch me off guard. Don't be surprised when the temperature drops at night, though. The sky is still bright, of course, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alizé friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop in Mordsuk to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business, and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off, and I'd better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Some interesting mobs out here. That is a nuts-looking cactus. Stop here a moment. This is your first time. Karoja, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. And thank you for the lurk, Paula. Karoja, how was the rest of Neo tonight and Jackbox? Hiya, Kryuki. Did you finish up Neo, or are you do you have more to go? We just finished up Eulmore, and now we are searching for Alizé.
It's me, Austin!
It's me, Austin!
The nozzle.
Oh, pets. There we go. Though there are like 30 secret reports I have to collect, and I'm going to be doing that a lot. Okay. The Alizé story. Get ready for feels. Oh, great. Hey, Atuz, welcome. Before you cross the River of Sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. With that giant cactus that's looking at me with his stupid ass face. Hiya, Fox. Welcome. Today goes pretty okay. I finally figured out my CPU overheating issue. It only took me all day to figure that out. They built them big, didn't they? That's Kassar Sharl, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabathareng. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say it was once one of Norvrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along, great chunks of Nabathareng's lands were lost to the light, its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying, most of them anyway. No, not my choose to come here these days. Not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mordsuk. Let's press on, shall we? Yeah, so Fox, I didn't get my water block back on quite right, so that's why my CPU was overheating. And while I was in the middle of checking everything today, I found that out, and I was like, oh my god.
The nozzle.
The nozzle. Wonder if I can get up here easily. It would appear so. Right now I'm grinding mobs on Minecraft. Ooh, that sounds fun. I haven't played that in a while. Alright, Foods and Gramps. Sorry I don't get to stay for your streams, bud. I'm trying to make it a point to tune in for them on Tuesdays, though. Hope everything goes well and you brought some Kleenex. Yeah, I've got plenty of that. And no worries, Corrosia. I know how it is. And you've got stuff that you need to do too, so I mean it's completely okay. I would love to have you around on Tuesdays, though. And if you can make it, that would be awesome. Love to have you. Alright, so it would appear that is where I need to go. You have a good night, friend, as well everyone in chat. Remember, by watching the stream, you are awesome. Thank you, Corrosia. Have a great night. Here we are, Mordsuk. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Mordsuk, not just full of Mord, but Humes and all manner of others too. It has been refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, you should pay your respects to Master Gen Gen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. My first stop is the Aetheryte. There we go. Oh, it's a kobold. So this is a Mord?
Master Gen Gen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsuk.
Cute Ahty is Ahty-some. Aww.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mordsouk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gen Gen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Thank you so much for the alert, Kryuki. Have a good night, Dracon.
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny. Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road. Yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ron Ron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave. I like their hats. Ooh. So we got some meat, some flatbread, some grubs, frogs on a stick. Welcome to Ron Ron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Browse Ron Ron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a foodstuff and inspect it with left mouse click. Meat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard. Cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist on inside. Keeps you going in the heat. Everyone's favorite. Plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed regular, you'll never want any other treat. Yikes. Oh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear with stick, then roast over a fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey in the inside. Perfect for snacking. Poor froggos. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? I'll go for glazed regular. Welcome back, Ryuki. Too good to resist, eh? That's what I would have chosen. You have the gold? And done. One Vobertite honor buys you 15 jars. That look. Oh, pets. Apparently the worms didn't agree with me.
The nozzle.
Oh, what am I gonna do? You you want me to eat all of them? All right, I'll eat all of them. What an appetite! What a belly! A new legend is born in Mordsuk. Meat group. Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns. Wow. That's pretty funny. I was watching from here, Ahty. You honored our custom, and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. Gah! You have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you. The bellyache you'll have in the morrow. Right. Now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I don't know. Maybe not slathered in honey, but certainly. Oh, and I have the pets that Tuz got. Oop, that's the wrong one. Okay, we get double pets. We do triple pets. There you go. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling, then. See you in a bit. You may view the market receipt at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items window. Alright. Here we go. This is one of the things I needed. But let me just make sure. No, I needed a table cactus, not a sack of remedies. Lift with your legs, not with your back. Okay. You came in with Cassard, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please take your prickly purchase. Alright. I need to go to Thol Toll for iron ore. And these antiques. Alright. A mush loaf and regular pizza. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you? Well, why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, no, no. Naboth and Orang relics, wasn't it? All packed in the box here. Handle with care. Alright, just one more thing and we're good to go. Here's the crate of ore. Cassard sent you, didn't he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. Here we are. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already? Aye, that's a lot. Alright, good work. And quick work, too. Considering you've not set foot in the place before, I thought you wanted to sit in the city, like the Exarch. But something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard? It feels like an age since I last saw you. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This lady was on her way to meet with Alize. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alize has told me so much about you. You're Ahty, aren't you? I knew it. How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Ahty's guide, Cassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Alright, let's do this. Perfect. And what kind of gloves did it equip me? Oh, those are kind of cool looking. I'm all kinds of fancy now. Alright, so where are we off to? Here's Tisleen. Alize has been desperate to see you, Ahty. So let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We just need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. There she is. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? I thought you might. Alize was always saying how much... I mean... Let's get going. I see how this is gonna go. There we go. Now let's see, I kind of want to change up this a little bit. Interesting. Okay. I'll keep it as it is for now. Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. Yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I'd always thought Alize was strong, but in her mind, she was never... Now it makes sense. Ahem. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Oh, there's an aether current over here. I want to collect that. There we are. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here, frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork, and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Thank you, Ken Prime Martin. So Pine, hopefully the rest of your night with the significant other went well. Hope you had a good night last night. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't have to make this trip all alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow. But first, let's head inside, shall we? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alize arrived. Thank you, it was pretty nice. One of the few weeks that she actually got more than one day off. That's awesome. I bet it was nice too to recharge those batteries. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. the afflicted. You don't know? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alize who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alize give you the full explanation. Yeah, Pine, I mean, I know that feel too. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind, in case she comes back while you're gone. She has also said that she likes the part of her job where she gets to help people as well. Yeah. Ah, that's where I'm supposed to go. But I'm going to link up with this thing first. Wow, look at that thing. Jeez. You know, I still can't believe I can do triple pets. There we go. That's funny. Alright. Where am I going? Not where that big bug is. Oop, there's an aether current. I'm gonna hit that real quick. She's been trying to teach me lockpicking for a while. It is so hard. So, a friend of mine has talked to me on and off about learning lockpicking, and I haven't tried it myself. Been rather intrigued. It seems like a useful skill. Alize is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground, and they look to be about the right size. The small footprints lead off to the northwest. What is that? Okay. I'll check it out in a second. The Gilman? Rather interesting hip gyrations they do. Oh, wow, okay. Interesting. To the west. Ah, I see. Okay, I was interrupted. She is in a managerial position at one of the local locksmith agencies, and so she is probably the best person to actually try and teach me. Oh yeah. Dang. That's cool. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be. Ha!
Oh, she got good with a sword. Impressive.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Is she angry with me?
How are you?
Oh, good. No.
We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down.
Had a witch chase me while I was building? Oh, yikes. Those always kind of freak me out, those witches.
Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether, and triggering the birth of new monstrosities.
Wow, what?
They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a little tidbit we didn't know before. Oops. There we go. It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Ooh, almost to 73. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way, you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are what the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast within a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around there, we can rendezvous back to the north entrance. Good hunting. Ah, yes. Take care, Hobo. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out tonight. Hopefully we'll see you Tuesday. And until then, have a great, great night, and sleep well. What did I say earlier? I hope we get to fight stuff tonight. Oh, no Sin Eater at that one. There we go. It's probably going to be a fight at this one. There we are. Interesting. It looks like I have a stuck pet. Which one is that? Just the regular one. Okay. There we go. Of course. There we go. Pet back on again. I am not surprised. How did you fare? Well, I lived. I thought there might be one or two lurking around on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers they pose a threat. Much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Elise tells me you helped out on her patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alize has missed your company. Everything is always, if Ahty were here, she would... That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Ahty's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I've no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. Ooh, I forgot to do this orchestration. There we go. There we are. Good. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What? And twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something... apologies. Surely there's something we can help you out with? I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Thank you. Tudden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Uh-oh. I think Halric is almost there. You've seen to the patients? How were they? Good, that's good. I knew they'd enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Halric, though. I've had to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion, then. I was going to take Ahty to Mord Sook if you have any errands there that need doing. Well, I suppose there's one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ronron should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Ahty. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ronron's stall, of course. Love you too, Pine. Sorry if I seem a little quiet. I'm kind of thinking about that boy who's like about to turn into an ether-hungry monster. Oh, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ronron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Ah, yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a Mord merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Gross. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. Ahem, the worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Right. That's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetherite to the main tower. Hey, Turbid! Welcome! How are you tonight? The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. You didn't ruin a moment. You came in just as I was looking incredulously at Alize for buying a jar of Wrigglers. Oh, long day? If you want to share, you can, but it's up to you. I don't know why I came here. Oh, work? Okay. Yeah, I get that. My long day is going to be tomorrow, because back to overtime. Boring and long. But thankfully it's over and you're home. That is the blessing. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed Wrigglers! You actually brought them! I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we? Oof, overtime. Yeah, I mean, it's only an extra hour, but still, it makes for a long day.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance.
I don't know why I just haven't tried not being poor, you know? I hear it's that easy, yeah. It is what it is.
That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals.
Oh, that's grim.
I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed?
Yep, I remember that.
Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
Yeah, that is grim. I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Euron Jay's lecturing. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others when a person becomes an eater. The pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards. It would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Yeah, we did. Thank you. Alisaie's explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we've decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see. Let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
You needn't have gone to all the trouble.
Oh, it's nothing, really. And we do so rarely have guests. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
But I don't know if she knows of the Warrior of Darkness. I think she was introduced to the story after that all happened.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Uh-oh.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Uh-oh, here we go. Yeah. Ahty, Alize, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated they can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. Thank you so much for the follow, Dozy Slumbers. Welcome. So let's zoom out here. Okay, south. There we go. I see more Final Fantasy XIV furries. Let's go. Let's go! Yeah, so this is more of a chill stream. where I'm making my way through the MSQ for the very first time. And we just officially started Shadowbringers yesterday. So, and here we are. I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish it up before Endwalker hits, but we'll do our best. I'm not going to rush through it. Nowhere near there. Just recently finished Stormblood main quest line. Ah, that was pretty heavy too. Even the content that kind of buffers in between Stormblood and Shadowbringers, that was pretty heavy too. I think you're in for like. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, however heavy it is. I really liked it. I think a lot of people had told me that that Stormblood wasn't as good as Heavensward was, but I think I liked it just as much. All right, let's see what happens. You see no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So basically, you know, I had started playing Final Fantasy right when Heavensward hit, and the whole friend group that I was playing with stopped playing after a while. So I ended up just kind of letting my sub languish, and I guess you could call it a break. I took a break for about 4 or 5 years. And then recently, I was watching actually a dear friend of mine play Final Fantasy, and I figured, you know, it was as good a time as any. So I got off my ass and actually decided to start streaming seriously, and I kind of started with Final Fantasy. So it worked out pretty well. Uwu train. I'll join, why not? I started last year, then went on some hiatus after a couple of months, and then went back to it again this year. Oh, good. Are you gonna play Endwalker when it drops next month? You scan your surroundings in search of Halric, and suddenly find yourself under attack. Oh, a Sin Eater Scorpion. That's interesting looking. I got a whole bunch of them after me now. That's great. interesting. I am really deciding if I want to get it now, because the earrings are so tempting. Yeah. So the earrings, is that through Mog Station, or is that through Steam? Or does it matter? I have no idea. Actually, I think I'm going to go back to my regular Av. Here we go. That's better. Okay. So that would be that would be Mog Station, I think. I might do that. I haven't bought Endwalker yet, but considering how much of a good time I've had with Final Fantasy already, I should probably get it. Yeah, here we go.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will.
Oh, it's that one.
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Ulrich! We have to run!
No! No!
Jessie, no!
No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Oh my god, that is terrifying.
no, 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 no!
Forgive me, Alice.
Oop, pets. What the hell? I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for that at all. Holy crap. I'm sorry, Ahty. I tried to tell the Carers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. Gosh, that was grim. Wow. Holy crap. I don't know what to say. Oh, man. I have to speak with the Carers. It's just so unfair. Tesleen was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, and there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. Where's the other one? There we are. Well, Dozy, it is pretty close. But the thing is, I think that it would make for more determination come the next stream. Like starting out just really knowing what to do. But yeah, that was really dark. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us. So I appreciate that you're doing what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing. About giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. I'm going to talk to Halric now. Halric is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Oof. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Howrick. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late. Too slow. And I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Howrick back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Howrick's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course. She would have done the same. Farewell, Howrick. Keep Tessline's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty? Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damned light, building without cease, it's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light. But how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. Okay, where is that? Ah, I see. Okay. I don't even want to look at a glazed wriggler ever again. Just oof. I don't care, y'all. You won't be following me. go. Forgive me, Ahty. I couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight it in my own way, with steel. Miss Alize, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amuro. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Alma Ring again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? I can't mount. Down the never-ending steps of the Crystarium. I keep forgetting I have to talk to the gate guard. Thank you for seeking me out, Ahty. It meant a lot to have you. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphino, I'd say he's as eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the Exarch, and step back to see what kind of a picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from here. And ding!
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Eulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Eulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience.
I'll tell you right now, I don't really give a fuck what Eulmore thinks about the Sin Eaters and what we do with them.
He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Wow. Okay. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Okay, it's at this point that I should probably wrap it up. I still have to eat my dinner, and I should go to bed because I have to wake up early. So, I would appreciate if everyone stuck around at least for the raid. I am looking for somebody who we can actually visit. Yes, dinner at almost 9:30 at night for me. It's lunch for me. Ooh, Dozy, where are you from, by the way? If you want to share, if you don't, it's okay too. Oh, Philippines. On the other side of the planet. Well, very cool. I'm really glad that, you know, you joined, that you popped in today. And thank you again so much for the follow. Oh, it looks like you do... Ooh. It looks like you do quite a bit of Final Fantasy streaming yourself, then. Very cool. I'm just checking your channel out real quick. Awesome. Well, you got a follow from me. Oh, Kryuki, that is a great question, actually. Let me see. I don't. November 23rd. It's actually almost just a very, like a tiny bit less than a month away. Interesting. Cool. I can't wait. That'll be fun. So I think... yeah, about a month. It might be close, like, but we might actually be able to get through Shadowbringers before then. But we'll see. But like I said, it's about time for me to wrap up. I think tonight I'm going to bring us on over to Mako Kanova's stream. They are playing Super Robot Tizen Original Generation 2, which actually looks pretty interesting. And also Makos are actually a really good friend and a good bean. You all should definitely give them a follow too. They're amazing. But at any rate, thank you so much for spending your Sunday night with me. The next time I'm going to be streaming is... The Nozzle. The next time I'm going to be streaming is Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST. If y'all like to join me then, that's great. I'll look forward to it. Until then, have a good night and great days, and I will hopefully see y'all Tuesday. Take care, folks. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves. And be safe.